Greetings, my human friends. This is Rudolf of Germany, the tall, white alien. Today I would like to give you some insights into your very own illusionary world, the world you're living in, and how this world is being influenced by sound waves. The question of the beginning and end is actually just being used because you are used to it. There is no such thing as a beginning or an end in the universe. The idea of beginning and end starts with a human being who is aware that his humanly form started sometime and will end in another one in the future. Since this is so imprinted into the mind of a human that there is a beginning and an end to him or herself, people apply this notion, this idea about beginning and end, and carry it out into the universe and just wonder when the universe had its beginning and end. But this is just a very unique and simplified way of looking at the cosmic reality. Today I would like to show you how your personal reality and every universe is always personal comes into existence. The beginning of every experience is the same. For every living creature, it is the expression of will, the expression of the initial will. That is the beginning of your very personal universe. Let's say you are an unborn baby and there is some very unconscious energy, the will to live in you. Let's call it the initial dot. This is the energy, the will energy you bring forward. You bring with yourself. Otherwise, you would not have life force inside of you. What happened to this tiny little piece of energy which resembles you at this moment? Well, it has the ability of self-reflection. And because it reflects itself and it is pure energy, and energy cannot disappear, but has the nature of movement, then the observed piece of energy which resembles yourself starts to move. And the movement is of course illusionary because this piece of energy is energy and nothing more than that. But by prolonged observation, energy moves in the direction of least resistance. And that would be a straight line. This straight line is being observed and being recognized by you subconsciously already then as the passing of time. Of course, nothing has passed because this initial dot of energy only has been observed and has not created anything yet what could be put into sequence. But the nature of energy is not only movement, but is also the fluctuation of frequency, and the straight line of least resistance eventually will start waving. So you're creating resistance. You're creating a pattern, a zigzag pattern which is not being controlled. There we have the second dimension, which is the basis of all life, the basis of consciousness, and would stay dormant if there would not be the possibility of creating a third dimension. And this third dimension is the real magical part of it. This third dimension is being the expression of the energy, which is a magnetism, of course, and the expression of it, which comes simultaneously, is the phenomena of sound waves. These sound waves are higher and lower in nature, and as lower sound waves are, as slower is the movement of the two-dimensional energetic phenomena you initiated. And as higher the sound waves are, as faster and higher and more violently your two-dimensional world is reacting. Keep this in mind, because the electromagnetic energy which you put forward, and at the same time the sound which is needed to make out of a two-dimensional, a three-dimensional movement, is the basis and is also the necessity to fill out the space in between. When you have an initial point of energy which is moving in one direction, takes another direction, and through sound, which is crossing the path, is making waves, there you have a three-dimensional world, and you can fill out the space in between with millions of different possibilities of matter. Matter is an illusion. Matter does not exist, but because of the sound waves which meet the electromagnetic energy, this builds up the illusion of a three-dimensional hologram, which is actually nothing but a flat, like this flat piece of paper you have here. The world you create is nothing but the upper and lower part of the sound waves. As more energy you put out, as more violently the wavelength of the sound will be, and as more intense your life experiences in your very own three-dimensional world will work out. This is basically, in a very, very primitive and simple way, the explanation of the beginning of your very own universe. Other beings, let's say other humans, have pretty much the same initiation, and because of that, naturally, their lives will be not the same, but they will be, from the aspect of principle, the same, but because of the patterns and the zigzag patterns in the two-dimensional world which is created, and the sound waves which are created during the time frame which you exist as a human, for example, this will make the very difference in lives. The basis, the fundamentals are the same, but you will all have different mental experiences to deal with. This is basically my explanation. Rudolf of Germany.